Good morning and welcome to the Potton Brewing Company. My name's Clive Towner and I'm the head brewer at the Potton Brewery. Now we've been established here in Shannon Place in Potton for about the last 10 years. Business has been moving on at a fair pace and we've just recently completed a bit of an expansion project. What we'll be filming today is the brewing of one of our premium bitters called Shambles Bitter, 4.3%. The raw materials and the processes for this beer are very similar to pretty well all the beers that we produce, just slight variations obviously in the recipe. The start of the process we use malted barley. The reason we have malted barley is that during the malting process the barley undergoes certain modifications, which means that we can have access to the starch that's available in the barley grain. We can then extract that starch and break that down to simpler sugars during the mashing process, which can then be utilised by the yeast to produce alcohol and also the other desirable flavours that we want from our beer. What we're doing here is part of the process known as mashing in. This is where we mix the grain, the crushed barley malt, with hot water. And the temperature of this is very critical. We're aiming to get a mash temperature of 65 degrees C. At that temperature, enzymes that are produced naturally during the malting process break down the starch from the grain into simpler sugars, which we can then extract from the mash tun. One of our main raw materials is barley. The barley we use is grown locally in East Anglia, and malting's produced in East Anglia. But there's no waste in the brewing industry. Even at the end of the process, all the spent grain, the husk, has still got a valuable food resource, and in fact it goes to feed local dairy herds. Right, this is the fermentation stage of the process. This is where the sugar that we've extracted from the barley is converted by yeast into predominantly alcohol, carbon dioxide, plus also a host of other very subtle flavours that are produced at this stage. This whole process takes about 3 days. Right, well this is the final part of the process. We refer to this as racking. This is where we fill the cask with the beer that's actually been fermented. Now at this stage we've still got some yeast in the beer, we've still got a bit of carbohydrate in the beer. And once it's in the casks, we start what we refer to as secondary fermentation. That gives the beer its natural condition, its natural CO2, its natural liveliness. Now, although, like I said, we want some yeast in the cask, what we don't want is yeast in your pint when you're in the pub. So to ensure that the beer is nice and bright, we add some of this stuff, which is referred to as filings. This is actually a very pure form of protein called collagen, and it encourages the yeast to flocculate, sediment out, and you get a nice bright pint in your pub, and all the yeast stays in the cask. Well, this is the final proof of the pudding. It's in the tasting. Potton Brewery products are available in many outlets over Bedfordshire, but if you find yourself in Potton, I can thoroughly recommend the Old Coach House or the Market Square as a good place to sample it. Cheers.